Shalom. Kahalo Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rekahak Radash. Shalom and salutations and double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, where I continue to learn this 100% truth. Shalom to the elder bishops, the elders, the prophets and the teachers and evangelists of Great Millstone. Shalom to the speckled bird, the confused face, the Akim and Aqua, the Akim on the highways and byways, and last but not least, the elect. Back again with another video. And I don't think that I've ever really directly spoke about this, but I got inspiration through Elder Apostle Tahar's video I was watching earlier. Still watching it, but I got to go back to Truth Tuesday. No, well, it was the video Atonement Wednesday from Elder Apostle Gabar and Elder Bishop Zakaran, and had to go back and listen to that after I finished with this lesson. But I got the inspiration from Elder Apostle Tahar. Nero was coming for you, Jake. A must-watch video, and I have been watching, and it's been edifying. And this is where I got my inspiration to talk about the slave trade. Just a little bit, some scriptures to bring out. One of the things that always stuck with me about what the elder apostles on down would say is that you have to know a little bit about history, secular history, to understand these scriptures. Now, there's other different variables of things to have an understanding on, like geographical maps is very essential to know when you're reading the scriptures. And also the Lashawan Kadash, the Paleo-Hebrew, the Latin, and the Greek. These are important tools to use when you're trying to teach or read to understand the scriptures. And, that's how it's set up. So I'm going to get some scriptures for you real quick. Some of them are familiar, because these were some of the first scriptures that I heard, like Hebrew 101 or Israelite 101, you can say. So let's get some scriptures real quick. This is Deuteronomy 28 and 32, and it reads, "Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thy eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thy hand." Now, who was that? That was definitely our people, right? We are the ones who went through that. Verse 33 says, "The fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up, and thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed alway, so that thou shalt be mad for the sight of thine eyes, which thou shalt see." So we were always and have always been oppressed here, behind enemy lines, as we would say, or as it's been said. And Micah 2 and 10 tells you this is not our rest, but 2/3 of our people, Israelites, have become comfortable with being here. They love it here. They like to commit the wickedness here. So they're going to die here. The scriptures tell us to separate ourselves, and we must do that. This is jumping down to verse 41. "Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity." So history tells you, when you read about or you learn about the captivity of the Israelites here, which we came from, they picked us up on the west coast banks of Africa, and they stripped us of our clothes, and they put us on boats, and they put us on auction blocks, sold us into slavery. and then they would make our biggest men mate with many women, including their own relatives. They would make us, they would make the men mate with their own mothers and aunts and things of that nature. Yeah, Esau's a devil, man. And they would have breeding houses, kind of similar to how they would have dogs. They would have breeding houses, and they would put covers over they would cover our eyes so we wouldn't know who um, we were dealing with, and they would make us mate with our own family members. That's this sick. That's how sick this man is, man. And they would use that to get the slaves they want. It was producing. They start mating the girls as soon as they cycle start. They start mating, having the men mate with them. You know what I mean? Different men, all kind of just this damn devil's a sick person, man. And yes, we went into captivity like that, and there was nothing nobody could do, nothing no one could do to save us. Like they said, would be no might in our hand. This is why we are patiently trying to endure and waiting for Yahweh Shai to get us out of this hellhole that we're in, and to take these curses off of us. We can't wait. Even though we know things are going to get hard, things are going to be bad, we understand too that there's salvation at the end of these things that's going to be bad. There's great things to happen for us when we get out of this hellhole, when Yahweh Shai comes back. And this picture right here is just showing you, these are depictions of the men that were in slavery, and a depiction of Yahweh Shai. This is a depiction of the last prophecies to come out to play. When Yahweh Shai comes back with the angel Michael and the other angels, and he's putting us in a position where we're going to have powers over the nations. This is a beautiful thing here. And it's just tough to go through, knowing, when you start to understand and study the history, what your people have been through, and understand there's a such thing as reincarnation. And we've been through, born into slavery, generation after generation. You know what I mean? And Abarak this is we understand through the scriptures, we know this is the last captivity. Abarak he comes soon, because that's what we're praying and pleading for. That Yahweh Shai, that Yahweh or Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Salak, sends Yahweh Shai soon, so we can get out of here. But we understand that we have to, the prophecies have to play out. Deuteronomy 28:68, and Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. That means we'll never see our homeland again. Thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bond men and bond women, and no man shall buy you. No one's going to redeem us. No one's going to come back to help us. No one's going to set us free, as you can say. We've had men who tried to play that, but it was more about the prophecies come into play. And the prophecies told us that no man is going to be able to help us except Yahweh Shai. That's his role to play, and that's his prophecy to fulfill. So, we had guys like, Malcolm X and Martin Luther King Jr. and Marcus Garvey and, Nat Turner. All these other men came to play a certain position, but it was also in a position of not necessarily fulfilling prophecy, because they were playing their role like they were supposed to. Because ultimately, we have enemies. We have people who hate us. Luke 1:71. That we should be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us. because we do have enemies. We have men who hate us. Um, Nehemiah 5 and 8. And I said unto them, we after our ability have redeemed our brethren the Jews, which were sold in unto the heathen, and will ye even sell your brethren, or shall they be sold unto us? Then held they their peace and found nothing to answer. Um, Jeremiah 50 and 34. The Redeemer is strong. Yahweh of hosts is his name. He shall thoroughly plead their cause, that we may give rest to the land and disquiet the inhabitants of Babylon. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to spoil their quick, small victory into this digital age that they're trying to go in, thinking that it's going to be forever. Esau wants to be around forever, but it's not going to happen. Esau is definitely going to have to pay for everything that he has done, whether he likes it or not. Galatians 3 and 13. Hamashiach have redeemed us. So Yahweh Shai Hamashiach has redeemed us. That's what this picture depicts right here in front of you. Hamashiach have redeemed us from the curse of the law, being made a curse for us. For it is written, cursed is everyone that hangeth on a tree. So we're going to be redeemed by Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. We're going to get out of here. And it's going to be a beautiful thing. Can't wait for that. And for those that don't know, we are those people here in Babylon. Right? Zechariah 8 and 7. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, behold, I will save my people from the east country and from the west country. So it's really from each corner of the earth, because Israelites were scattered everywhere. We're scattered into all nations. Jeremiah 22 and 13. Woe unto them, woe unto him that buildeth his house by unrighteousness, and his chambers by wrong, that useth his neighbor's service without wages, and giveth him not for his work. So just what they done to us, putting us in slavery and having us work for free, we're going to do it to them. And Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to double it. Yeah. Going to double it. Kohalo Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Did I read this one? No, I didn't. This is Joel 3 and 3. And they have cast lots for my people. Lots is another word saying traps. And have given a boy for a harlot. Like I was saying earlier, they used a man to impregnate the women so they could have more slaves and sell them. And sold a girl for wine, so they would sell the women, our young girls, for wine and other things that they can use them for handmaids and other things of that nature, and grape them and all kind of stuff too, that they might drink and take advantage of our people, man. So long they've been taking advantage of us, man. Praise Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah for this understanding. We getting out of here, man. I got one more scripture. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem ye have sold unto the Grecians. The Grecians are the Greeks. that ye might remove them far from their border. So you removed us from the holy land, and then you played a role as if you are those people, and you know that we are. But because you move diligently in keeping us away from finding out, from discovering who we were, you kept it like that. And this is why we understand, when you understand the scriptures, that because we were spread all around the world, we became heathens, we became Hellenized, and we lost who we was. So therefore, you took advantage, saying that you were the people, knowing that you lying, because in all, you really know who the people are, but you try to keep it down and try to keep it a secret. But it hasn't continued to work out for you. Let me see here. Here's scripture. I was going to do Second Maccabees, but I was going to grab another scripture. But this is pretty much what's happening right now. Second Maccabees 6:6. Neither was it lawful for a man, that an Israelite man, to keep the Sabbath, on the days of ancient feasts. So we couldn't celebrate our high holy days anymore. We couldn't keep the Sabbath. Or to profess himself to all to be a Jew. So we had to forget our names, and we couldn't be Jews no more. We couldn't be Judah or the kingdom of Judah anymore. We had to go along with calling ourselves Greeks, Romans, anything but Jews. And this is what the problem is today. Because Yahweh has woke up his prophets and his teachers and his elders and his evangelists, and they're out in the highways and byways and doing videos saying and explaining and telling you and warning you who you are, where you come from, and that there's a great destruction, judgment coming. They are now, they have paid attention, they're mad, and they're losing sleep, and they're trying to figure out what they're going to have to do, because now they realize that they're in trouble, because the prophecies are truly coming to fruition, and now they don't know what they're going to do. They know what they're going to do. This is what brings me to the fact that they're sending people out like Stephen Miller and Nero to having that big summit in Virginia with all the commanders, the generals, you would say, and telling you how about and telling their people to prepare for war, and to prepare for war against you Israelites. They're coming for you, like Elder Apostle Tahar said. Nero is coming for you, Jake. So I would like to say you edified with that lesson. And say, call Lord Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Radash. Shalom and salutations and double honors again to the Elder Apostle Great Millstone on down. And there's a lot going on in Israel. There's so much going on. You have to take your time into take it piece by piece to retain this information, because there's so much information happening. Again, the water Yahweh Yahweh Shai, with the Elder Apostles of Great Millstone on down. And shalom to the elect. Shalom.